Hello, I'm contacting you because I saw your, I guess you had your theme settings button you were working on to click on and basically change multiple options in one panel or one drop down interface, which is nice. I wanted to see if you could maybe possibly or be interested in trying to integrate, which I'm going to do this. Just wanted to see if it's something you might be interested in doing as far as integrating Gravity Form's default values as part of, say, a form settings page. So let's just say I create three different forms. One's going to be a contact form. So some of the default values in a contact form would be the end user's address, email address. Maybe it's a link or something to a phone number or whatnot. But the default information that each customer would basically be unique to that customer. So if I created a Gravity Form marketplace to where basically I'm selling Gravity Forms, um, and these forms could be installed in the form of a plug-in or imported or whatnot. Let's see, Discord changes. Or if I'm developing themes or websites that are basically let me see if I can show you one. And Gravity Forms is very robust and easy for me, and they have a good code base as far as people that can extend and a lot of extensions and functionalities in it. But basically, let's say like this form here would be good for many businesses. It'd be good for a company that has salespeople who they basically lock sales territories. A company that has any kind of territories where they want to keep track of zip codes and who's in it. A marketing company who has a no compete clause. Basically, it's kind of how this is set up. But you might select your service. So you're a screen printer. Your zip codes. I think I've already used all of the zip codes I know. 35760. I don't even know if that is a zip code. Let's say it is. 50-mile radius. So this form is going to calculate how much per month you would end up paying if this zip code exists. It does. Looks like it has about 158 maybe zip codes. Seeing how we're charging 50 cents a month. So you have $76 per month. You'd enter in your business name and your email. It would create you a user, password, access to the site with, and then it would basically use all the Gravity Form functionality that's already there. But the real thing is to use this form, the user or the person, if they were to install this Gravity Form on their site to use it, they would need to customize. Actually, the radius may be this may be a value where they actually set the min and max, just like you would in the back end on like creating the Gravity Form. It'd be nice if there was a setting page where they could select the form and then they could enter the default values for that form so that anybody who enters or fills out the form, those values are used. Another good example would be, say, a screen printer or anybody who has a cost, an estimation. Each printer may have the same form. They have the same basic elements as far as the price of the shirt, number of ink colors, different variables. The form can be set up to already calculate those variables, but each company is going to have their own unique variables, which needs to be customized. So it would be nice to have that very easy. They could select the contact form. It'd have a screen where they could enter in their email address, hit enter, save, and now the contact form actually, it will route emails to them. Then they would click on the tab for, say, the estimation form. And depending on the company's needs, say it's someone who paints rooms, then they would enter in, say, their price per square foot. They may also enter in what they charge for certain types of paint, high end, low end, medium. and then the form would already be set up, so that way once they enter in their default values, the form now works for their company with no, it's basically automated to where it's a do-it-yourself type thing, to where these websites can be sent to the customers. They can use your settings theme page, have a tab for forms, so that each form now is customized to fit their business needs. To show you real quick, and I'm going to try to keep this real short, I have a settings page for this, but the way I have to do it now is, as me, the site creator, I have a plugin I created for myself, and then I have a settings page that I created for me to control which fields by the form IDs, by the field IDs, that are going to actually work inside the code. Since I wrote the code as a plugin, I would install the plugin. I'd have this right here to where I would already create the form. So the form is actually here, and then the form would have, and I'll show you real quick, so like industry zip code. So this is used in the code. So it has a, let's see here. The form ID is actually used in the code to pull this and use this in the code when the form is submitted, or actually when the form is in process. The number, the radius, again, like in the form, I had to set this when I created the form, min, max. It'd be nice if this range was part of the default value front end setting, or actually in the Beaver Builder, theme setting under forms. The other one that, the industries, these are categories, so it'd be nice if they could add those on the front end. But to keep it generic enough to where it would be used across the board, here's the price. So basically, this one may have two options. You set the price and you set the radius, min and max. If the customer could set the price and radius, min and max, then this form could be used for people that sell sales territories, or whoever might find value. If this makes sense, please let me know, and I would love to talk to you and see if you're interested in trying to add some sort of way to add this default value settings page for forms that are, say, pre-built and made for the user to just use. So they'll install the form, and then, or they buy the theme, and the forms are already installed or on the page, designed, and all they have to do is basically enter in the price and then maybe the min and max for the radius. And then also on any other form, there'd be a way to designate, when I create the forms, which fields are customer unique fields, and those customer unique fields would be the default values that make the form work. Thank you. Let me know what you think.